In the face of highly infectious ailments and terrorism of a despicable hue, governments and the private sector have nevertheless risen above the fray to leave an arm across borders as a much-needed bulwark. Season 8 of Nigeria CSR Awards is therefore a toast to the indefatigable spirit of the average Nigerian, from Borno to Lagos and from Lokoja to Nsukka. The case for embedding CSR in business is strong, although not always obvious. In an emerging economy such as Nigeria, embedding CSR in large and small businesses can result in greater profitability. In addition, businesses with CSR strategies embracing triple win CSR can generate higher returns for shareholders and a broad group of stakeholders.
I believe corporate social responsibility is one of the elements that helps to drive sustainability. For me, sustainability goes further. It looks at the environmental, economic and social impact of, in this case, the operations of Nigerian breweries. With that, for me, sustainability is also about how you operate in a broader context. The investments you choose to do and not to do.
But sustainability is part of our business because when we get into a country, we stay there for a very long time, 180 years. So I hope we'll be in Nigeria for the next 180 years. And we want to make sure that our development is phasing with all the challenges that the country is facing.
For us at Promasido, environmental sustainability project, it means making strong business decisions that are good for the environment, good for our employees, good for the community and also good for the bottom line.
Triple Win CSR benefits businesses and investors, government and communities. A triple win approach to CSR is less about legislation and more about increasing business competitiveness in multinational and Nigerian-owned businesses, large and small.
A lot of people talk about, is sustainability costing you money? In the end, I beg the difference. I think sustainability is also driving efficiencies of operations, and thereby it is helping your profit and loss. And I can give a few examples. One is the way we reduce CO2 emissions, the way we improve energy management, the way we reduced water needs in our brewery. And in the end, you find it back, higher efficiency, lower raw materials in your or lower cost in your business.
It's cheaper in the long run. Let me just say, for everybody. We save the environment, we save our company, we save everybody. I mean, if you have something like a very good air conditioner, water-cooled AC that does not come with anything bad, sleep well, it's good for everybody. In the long run, it's cheaper for us and for our environment.
I think a good company has to be profitable so it can continue to invest and grow and provide jobs for its operation, but also for the community. And we shouldn't really oppose sustainability and profitability.
And as major players in Africa's biggest economy, corporate Nigeria and the boardrooms across our landscape have risen up to the challenge of leaving behind a better country with their CSR and sustainability footprints.
In corporate social responsibility with the Heineken Africa Foundation, we have health interventions. With the Oweri Trust Fund, we do interventions in education. With our community management, we provide electricity, solar-powered water boreholes, clean water, sometimes street lighting, and that all these elements are for me part of driving a sustainability agenda.
Across marshy grasslands and rocky outcrops, corporate Nigeria took on the Nigerian project like a duck would take to water. This was also the year when corporate Nigeria made the shift from ozone-depleting sources of energy to power the workplace and factory floors to cleaner sources of energy.
As a company, we went into a contract agreement with Coronation utilities to provide us with electricity on site, but this time using gas as opposed to diesel. Since May last year that the plant was commissioned, we've been on gas, and that has significantly reduced our CO2 emissions by more than 50%.
We have basically a lot of them, but I would like to mention 4. Among them includes of course, the solar lights, which is basically, when you go around the whole premises, you see that we have invested a lot in solar energy here. We have the gas-powered forklift. These are, unlike the diesel trucks that came with the diesel, this one is more environmentally friendly. They're filled with a 3-way catalyst and are soot-free. We also have the wind extractor fans. Our extractor fans run without electric power.
All the water we use in the factory is used from the bore well, also treated in-house with the state-of-the-art technology, and we make sure that all the parameters of Nestle as well as the pollution board are totally respected before we discharge the treated water to the outside.
Green solution is the future of the world right now. Everyone is putting hands together to ensure that we have a more safe environment to operate in a greener world. We started with solar some few years ago. We are major shareholders in SunPower, very popular company in the US in terms of solar panels. So only that company means that we're here to stay. It's something we will continue with. We have started with the first solar station this year. In a few months, we'll probably open the next one somewhere again in Nigeria. So it's something we're going to continue to do.
We have Firefly messages, which is sustainability messages, telling you how you can reduce emission of gases, telling you what you need not to do, telling you what you need to do, to make sure that the art is being sustained, everybody will safe the environment. So that's just the name of Twitter. It's called TM, and we're trying to come up with innovative and sustainable development and installations.
We have a treatment plant that is part of the Nestle organizational culture to ensure that we contribute a healthy contribution to the environment. How do we do this? We ensure that all the influence, in other words, the wastewater from the various processes of the plants, are not sent to the wastewater to the waterways without treatment.
We have a power plant capacity of 7.6 megawatts, made up of 2 engines. The primary fuel is gas, and also make use of diesel. It's a dual fuel engine.
Because they are the leaders of today and not tomorrow, corporate Nigeria also lent a hand to kids in schools across Nigeria.
I'm the director at IEDI, Youth Empowerment and Development Initiative, and one of the programs that we have is the grassroots soccer program that has been sponsored by ExxonMobil.
Actually, what we did is we used the power of football to express to young adults from age of 11 to 16 that HIV and malaria is real, and the way to abstain from it and the way to prevent it. That's basically what we do.
We facilitate instructions to kids on malaria and how to prevent themselves from malaria, the treatments they are to take, and mostly on their net, how to use their net, how to take care of their net mostly. Yeah.
He's saying thank you to ExxonMobil because it's because of them this is possible. We've been able to reach over 24,000 children in Lagos and Akwa Ibom because of the support that they've given us over the years. So we are very, very grateful to ExxonMobil for all their support and for being there for us and for being there for those communities that we work in. And the communities are grateful too.
First Bank has been a long-time supporter of Junior Achievement Nigeria, and in the last year, in the 2013-2014 school year, they partnered with Junior Achievement in running the JA Company program. So the Future First program falls under the JA Company program. The company program allows students to come together to come up with a great idea of a product or a service that would help improve their community and will also help to generate exciting ideas. So in the contest in June, we had a winning team that put together a first aid kit. It's a kit that you can carry anywhere with you, in your backpack, in your purse, so it can be used by all kinds of people, by students, by working professionals, and I have a sample here of the kit. This is the first aid kit. It includes, it actually is an insulated pack, so in the inside it has some insulation to keep things safe and dry, and it has just little things that you need like cotton wool, band-aid. So it's an innovative way of, getting people prepared for any mishap they might have, whether it's a cut or a scratch, and to promote safety. So this is something that we decided was the first place winner for the competition. Another product was an iPad holder, which was made out of scraps of material. So they're actually making use of materials that they might have thrown away, So it looks beautiful, very colorful, and very innovative. A lot of people have this kind of thing now. Our students also created sandals out of sacks that are used for rice. So it's actually made out of leather and the sacks.
Currently, we're sponsoring 10 children from the SOS village, 10 in Abuja and 10 in Lagos. We sponsor the house, and we have what you call the mentoring program, whereby staff of Total Nigeria PLC mentor a child in each of these houses. No financial obligations towards the staff. All they do is just mentor these children like they are their own children up until adulthood, as it were.
Owando Foundation is a registered NGO that started in 2011, and our focus is on education in public primary schools. So we're just trying to help the Nigerian government to attain basic education for all children. Basically, it's one of the goals of the Millennium Development Goals. And what we usually do is we pick public primary schools, and we intervene on infrastructure, teacher training, SBMC training, that's school-based management committees, capacity building for them. We also renovate or establish their early childhood care classes, commonly known as nursery classes. We also establish ICT centers in the schools. And then we also award scholarships to the top 10 best primary 6 students into secondary school.
At British American Tobacco Nigeria Foundation, we're focused on sustainable agriculture, and we've changed our focus since 2012 to focus mainly on sustainable agriculture, where we are empowering smallholder farmers from subsistence farming to commercialized farming. So we have different ways of doing that. So we have the value chain development, where we actually develop them on the fields. So from inputs to training to actually linking them up to markets. We also have the processing development, which is the one we have here, where we help them to develop the products that they actually produce and harvest from the farm gates. So the main essence is to empower the smallholder farmers. The reason we focus on agriculture is because that best aligns with our business practices, because we also have the leaf growing operations. So here we also empower our tobacco farmers so that they actually focus on food crops as well as other farmers, and improving their productivity, so from subsistence farming to commercialized farming.
A road user at the tip of the zebra crossing, the rule says you must stop for him to pass, and we're able to sensitize the general public about that. The Cornerstone did not just go to schools. There were programs run on radio. I was on traffic radio and some other radios in Lagos, apart from the newspaper prints, where we try to sensitize motoring public on the use and respect for zebra crossing. So we tutor the students that they should have respect for the use of the zebra crossing and other road signs. We try to alleviate the fear they have developed that even when we are there, it will not be respected. We made them realize that things have changed.
How well has corporate Nigeria deployed well-honed internal stakeholder practices to better the lives of external stakeholders? The answer is in the eyes of the school kids, who now have decent learning environments, in the machete of the farmers, who now experience better yields, and in our larger environment that can now smile as carbon footprints are minimally reduced in spite of our electricity woes.
Cornerstone came through the FRCN. There were some of their officers that came on a day to ask us for some assistance, providing students to come for a seminar organized by Cornerstone at their office, tagged child safety or safe route. I think it has to do with safety route to school. That was how we got to know about the program.
The BAT came to assist us around there with a processing plant, and since they came in, we've been using that place to process our cassava. So we're a group of farmers. So we're together, and every one of us have their own farm, even though we have different sizes. So here I have around 30 hectares. I plant cassava and mix with maize. But basically, what we are using that place for is to process our cassava, and it's been helpful. The essence of that place is to help us maximize whatever benefit you can have on our farm. Because if you don't process, that means you sell your cassava raw. And most time middlemen came to buy it. And when they buy at time, they dictate the price. And if you uproot today and they don't come to pick it, then you waste your cassava.
Àǹfààní táwọn ibi ìbà ìpọ̀ oríṣiríṣi ṣó wà ń ṣiṣẹ́, à ń gbowó wa, wọ́n sì máa ń fún wa ní gift lẹ́yìn ọdún ọ̀ ẹni ọdún tó bá wá ṣá. Nǹkan táwọn ibi ìbà ìpọ̀. Ó wúlò fún wa, so ẹni tó wà sí nínú ilé, owó lè lọ bá nínú ilé. Ẹni tó bá struggle náà ló máa ní jẹ́gídé lọ.
They are the people that is sponsoring the Bridge IT. And the Bridge IT is helping our purpose. Like this year, they made 100% in our external exam, which I collected yesterday. And it helps the children when they are in the class, as the teacher is imparting the knowledge onto them, they will see it both practically. And it also help them in grasping what the teacher is imparting onto them, both theoretically and practically. Only that there are lapses, like we need a big generator in case when the NEPA is not functioning, so that it will not be a breakdown if the teacher wants to teach, or if she has already started teaching, it will continue.
The grassroots soccer is a very interesting game, and it was encouraged by our school, and everyone enjoyed it. They taught us about how to fight malaria, and they taught us some games, example like pressure limbo, standing up to pressure. At age 9, the pressure is not well, but at age 17, the pressure starts getting to you, so you have to stand up to the pressure and fight against the pressure. And in practice, one they taught us knowing the game, which is the blob tag and the snake tag. The blob tag is fighting against malaria, and why you are covering your community from getting malaria, from letting them contact malaria. And the snake tag is when you move on a snake row without getting scattered.
Well, when I came here newly, what we get on is that I want just to give the government assistance, to assist the government and bringing up the children of Lagos State. They renovated 2 schools, 2 buildings. That is the primary school and Ogoluwa primary school. But Semidire, they demolished that school totally and rebuilt the school.
Since I have been transferred to this school since 2012, I have been seeing the performances of Oambi. They have been trying their best, and I say kudos to them, because they have been taking care of the children, supplying cap, vest, different things during our entire sports, and also the prize giving day. They have been performing a lot for the school.
I'd like to thank the organizers of this program, which is Yedi and Exo Mobi. That is a very encouraging game, very impressive game, which influences more into the students and makes them more concentrative in their studies, and teaches us more about lives and how to stand up to things and how to avoid risk.
This is our world, our country, and our planet. Corporate Nigeria is leading the charge towards a happier planet. The least we can do is join hands with the CEOs and workers across the marbled offices and factory floors who entered for this year's Nigeria CSR Awards, the Seras, to usher in that world we all dream of beginning this moment. Please like our Facebook page, the Nigeria CSR Awards, the Seras, and follow us on Twitter at Nigeria CSR Awards to keep pace with how corporate organizations invest in the lives of the communities where they do business.